watching The High Road with me, Keith Warren, brought to you by Timber Creek Outdoors. It's the middle of October and it's actually pretty warm. It's warmer than I would like, to be honest with you, but hey, we're at the Texas Hidden Springs Ranch, my place. And the next guys that we have coming in, they're 3 young men and they want a bow hunt. Now we're set up for both bow hunting and rifle hunting. Our blinds are awesome. They're big, they're roomy, they got big windows, you can get in there and move around, you can pull your bow back, shoot at them. The thing is, we've got to get the deer up close enough for a shot. These guys, I've seen them shoot at 30 yards. They're pretty doggone good. The thing is, I don't know if we can get the deer, at least the deer that they're going to be happy with, within 30 yards for a shot.
Just made it into camp today. It's October 12th. We showed right up at camp, shot our bow a few times, made sure they were all still on. We ran out to the blind. We're looking forward to a good hunt this evening. The first night we head out and we go sit in the stand, and we're sitting there and some does and yearlings feed their way in the patch, and a pretty good buck comes up right, I'd say 30 minutes before dark. He walks in, comes in the back of the field, and this was a great deer, no doubt about it, but it was my first night. I just wanted to hold off, and just see what else presented itself later on in the week. Just got in from our first evening hunt. Saw a lot of deer activity, a lot of deer come in this evening. We saw a lot of does and yearlings, some good bucks, a couple good bucks. These guys saw their share of good bucks as well. And we just didn't quite see the one we were looking for. It was our first day. Johnny told me, shoot on the first day, what you would shoot on the last, and just didn't quite see that one. But hey, we saw, like I said, we still saw a lot of good bucks, and we're headed back out in the morning, hopefully get our hands on a good one tomorrow. We go out the second morning, and it was an awesome morning. We're sitting there, we got, right at daylight, we've got deer all over us. We noticed we have some little bit of movement to our right, and here he comes, an absolute monster, a huge buck. And I look and I turned to Johnny and I said, hey, this is the deer. I'm gonna shoot you. That's a good buck. When he turns broadside, I'm gonna shoot him. When he's broadside, I'm gonna shoot. So just blew. He was broadside 25 yards. One picked us up out there and she blew it. That's all she wrote. He took off. I couldn't tell if he stopped out there or not. I think he kept on rolling. Maybe we'll get lucky and he'll roll back in here sometime later this morning. Well, we had a good morning. Saw a lot of deer this morning, some few good bucks. One that I was wanting to take this morning, just everything didn't quite line up right. We had a good opportunity at him. We got him about 25 yards. He come in, but by the time everything worked out, we got good camera light, and he turned broadside. I think a doe or maybe a small buck, something picked us up and blew, and that was all she wrote. But we sat in here and tried to give him another shot to come in, and just didn't work out. But I'm gonna head into camp, get us a little breakfast, and head back out and see what we can't do this evening.
My name's Tyler. I'm from Laurel, Mississippi, and this is my first time hunting at Texas Hidden Springs Ranch.
I take Tyler out. I'm filming Tyler, and it's dark, and we're looking out there, and we've got 4 or 5 different bucks out in front of us. And I look over at Tyler, and Tyler's enjoying it. I mean, he's from Mississippi. He's never seen deer like this before. And so, sitting here going, okay, hold on, Tyler, just hold on. Let's just wait for the sun to get up a little bit more. Let's wait for a little bit to transpire, see if we can get some bigger deer in here. And all of a sudden, we had some bigger deer show up. This one deer we're looking at now, I mean, he is a massive, big, wide, typical frame buck, and he's got a giant drop tine on his right side. The problem is, he's out there at about 80 yards. I mean, he's not close enough for an archery shot at all, but he's close enough for me to get good video of him, and for Tyler, his heart to start going boom, 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 boom.
Kind of walked on past us into the woods and didn't really get a shot on it.
he takes off, and Tyler's like going, oh. And all of a sudden we look up, and here comes the man. I mean, this buck, I mean, he's gnarly. He's thick and heavy, and one side it's like he's just really heavy.
He's just massive, had tons of mass on him, and I definitely knew that was the one I wanted.
I'm thinking, please come towards us, please come towards us. And sure enough, he does. He draws back, and as he comes to full draw, his peep sight turns around.
And I whispered to Mr. Keith to turn it, and he turned it for me.
And the buck is there. Now I know Tyler's really shook up, and he releases the arrow, and he hits in a bad spot. I played the footage back. I talked to Tyler about how you feel, Tyler, and Tyler didn't feel good about it. He felt bad about it, and that's good. We'll do our best to find him. And sure enough, about 4 hours later, I drove in there all by myself, and I found him. You had never seen deer like this before, have you?
No, I haven't. I have not.
We went out, and we had one great big buck come in. I mean, that's a buck to dream for, isn't he?
No. Yep.
I mean,
big drop time,
yeah,
everything.
And he was over there, there's one tree eating acorns and licking around and stuff, and he wouldn't come in. This guy came in. And I mean, he came in and he went down to get a drink of water, and I mean, you were really calm till all of a sudden you pull back and your peep sight wasn't aligned, huh?
Yep.
You know, there may be some people that are watching this go, why would you show that? So you learn, so other people learn, because it's the truth, it's what happened. And it's just when you put a 200-inch plus deer in front of you at 12 yards, you get shook up, don't you?
Yep.
Well, this is a heck of a deer, and I can't believe the mass on him. Look at this. The mass down here is huge. All the way up here, the mass measurement's huge. When he was looking at us, I had no idea. I couldn't see all this stuff up here.
Right, yep.
I mean, he had all these tines here, and then his right brows. I mean, take a look at this. I mean, they fold over. These are like fingers kind of folding over. I didn't notice that until just now, but congratulations.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all coming. This is good. We got 1 down, 2 to go. Lucas Oil Products is proud to present Gear Care. Wherever I've got firearms stored, you're going to see me with this product here. I'm going to have some CLP by Lucas Oil Outdoors. I'm going to also have the Extreme Duty Gun Oil. And the reason why is if hunters want to ever use any of this, they're more than welcome to step up and use it. As far as CLP goes, this is an aerosol can, and CLP is clean, lubricate, and protect. You see me use it on all kinds of firearms. But as a rancher, I have found so many other uses for CLP that it's just unbelievable besides just on firearms. Another is a lock. The thing about locks, you got to take care of them as well. And so what I like to do with CLP, especially out here, we've got a lot of sand, and if these get dropped on the ground, they get nasty inside, and if you don't clean, lubricate, and protect them, you're going to throw the lock away because it's not going to be usable anymore. So what I'll wind up doing, take my lock, and I'll just spray it right down inside the lock and let it set just a little bit. And by doing that, what it allows it to do is, again, it goes down in the tumblers, and it cleans, lubricates, and protects the lock, and it'll keep working for years and years. Locks are pretty expensive, and they're often a piece of equipment that gets overlooked. Sure, you're going to use CLP on your firearms, but you can use it for so many different other things as well.
For more information on the Lucas Oil Outdoor line, visit our website and join us on Facebook for more gear care tips.
So next up is Cody, and Cody's kind of a quiet kid, okay? I said, Cody, what kind of deer you hunt for? He said, I just want a pretty deer, you know, kind of like Mississippi drawl. I said, I got a really nice tree stand that nobody has sat in years. And I said, in the morning, let's go sit in there and see what happens.
We had been there maybe 10 minutes, and there was movement out in the field. It was still dark, and all of a sudden Mr. Keith, he said, hey, there's a buck. And I looked down, and it was a wide, nice buck. And there was another big buck down there. He was really, really tall.
We call that one Tall Boy. And he is tall, and oh boy, is he beautiful. I said, which one you want? Which one? He says, that one.
He just would never give me a shot. It felt like forever. My heart was going 90 to nothing.
The arrow didn't come out of him either, did it? I wasn't happy with the shot, okay? But the buck was quartered away, and I thought, maybe? It looked like it went into me way far back, but at least it was angled forward to kind of go up in the boiler room. And I'm just praying that it did.
Just awful. Practiced and practiced and practiced and made a bad shot.
So we backed out and came back in, ate breakfast, and I mean, Cody doesn't talk much, like I said. And Cody's sitting around, and I know how he feels because I felt the exact same way. And it turns out that I went in, and I took my little mule, and I took my little trailer, went in, and I found the buck. He only went 150 yards. Pretty good, huh? Look where you hit him, too. See, and that's exactly what happened. The arrow went in, deflected, and got him right up in the liver. So, but look at the length of these tines. Can you believe that? And then look at his drop tine right here. You know what we wound up doing here? This is a classic example of giving it time. You know, the only person who's never wounded a deer, I tell them, is a person who's never hunted enough. You know, think about that. And so literally, I mean, we owe it to the animals, and I know there's people gonna be saying, well, why did you show that on TV? You know what? I wanna know why not to show it on TV. I mean, lessons happen. You know, things happen and we can learn a lesson from it. He takes a shot, it's a bad shot. We gave it plenty of time, several hours, went in there, and he hadn't gone but about 150 yards. So what a beautiful deer. The meat's still good, the cape's still good, and look at those antlers. Woo! Congrats, buddy.
Great. Thank you.
You know, we do everything we can to treat these deer with dignity in life and in death, and if we wound one with a bad shot, we owe it to the animal, not to the hunter. The heck with the hunter. We owe it to the animal to do everything we can to recover that animal. And fortunately, we were able to do that on these archery bucks. Look at there. That deer right there, for a Texas whitetail buck, and to have one that weighs 250 pounds, that's saying something. Goodness. He's 15 and 5/8 wide. That's it. So what we have?
234.
234 inches. Congratulations. You just joined the 200-inch club.
Feels amazing.
Look at that.
Wow.
That is teamwork right there. Long time commitment and teamwork. I mean, that's all there is to it. All right, we got 2 big bucks down, and we got 1 to go. So now we've got 2 of the 3 boys taken care of. Tyler's got his big buck, best ever. Now we've got Cody and his best buck ever, and he'll probably never kill a bigger buck than that. And then we got Cory. Now, Cory is the old man of these young men. I mean, they're all in their 20s. Give me a break, they're young guys. But Cory's way mature beyond his years. And what I mean by that, because he saw a giant on the first sit when he had his bow in hand. He says, I'm gonna shoot that deer, or I'm gonna go home with nothing. And he means it.
You know, there's a lot of big deer out here at Hidden Springs Ranch. There's no doubt about it. And we saw a lot of big deer. And but you know, I saw this one early in the hunting, early in the week, and he's the one I wanted. And he's the one that, you know, we went after and we stuck with it. And there was no doubt about it. That's the deer I wanted, and that's the deer we went after.
So Cory is committed. He keeps going back to the same stand, the same stand, the same stand, praying that this gigantic, typical buck makes a mistake and shows up again. But this time, I said, Cory, would you please like to take a rifle? Because if he comes in, I mean, it's down to the last now. If he comes in, wouldn't you like to at least have a rifle? And he said, yeah.
Well, it's our last morning, our last hunt. As you can see, the weather's not ideal at all. This morning it's flooding. It's coming down pretty good out here, and nonetheless, we're gonna go out and sit in the blind, see what happens, and you know, see if we can't get a shooter out there in the field and go ahead and lay one down.
I mean, the wind's blowing, it is coming down, and we're thinking there is no way that he's gonna see anything. Boy, were we wrong.
So we get in the blind on the final hunt, and you know, we're sitting there, it's raining, it's windy. Sure enough, here comes the buck we saw the first night in there, and he walks on in, you know, and starts feeding around. And a couple does and some small yearlings, they feed in as well. We're sitting, and all of a sudden, you know, Johnny says, hey, just take another look out this window to the right. And I just cracked it, you know, just maybe an inch. Johnny immediately sees him right there out the side, and he says, hey, this is the deer, this is the deer, this is the deer. All right, are you ready? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. He comes running down this lane to the right. He shoots out here in front of us. And there was he wasn't getting out of this field. He wasn't getting out of the field. I grabbed the gun. We weren't taking any chances with this rain. And I drilled him. I mean, he's right there. This is unbelievable. We stayed committed to him. We stayed committed. And it paid off right here in the end. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. We hunted, you know, morning, evening, we hunted it hard. We stayed, you know, we did what we thought we needed to do. We kept putting us in the right spots, you know, that we thought we needed to be, and he never showed up. We never saw him again, you know, until later on in the week, but we did what we thought we needed to do, you know. We put the time in and just, you know, did all we could do for him.
Thank goodness he was disciplined and committed, because when all of a sudden he got his hands on this buck, it blew everybody's mind.
We saw this deer Saturday morning, our second hunt. We had him in here, you know, around 27 yards. And I mean, I was within seconds of drawing back on it with my bow, and a deer spooked him, and he took off, and that's the last we had seen of him until this morning. And we've hunted him hard. We've come in here, I mean, we've hunted this same stand every day, every hunt. And we've put our time in for sure this weekend, and hey, it paid off. It paid off. Unbelievable.
Yeah, this wasn't a bad hunt at all. These three young men from Mississippi, they show up with plans to hopefully take their personal best whitetails, and I think we succeeded in helping make that happen. And if y'all have any questions or comments about this video and you're watching online, please make the questions or comments down below. If you're not watching online, head on over to our website at highroadhunting.com, and you can watch every one of our shows 24/7 in full HD with no commercials. And so we'd love for you to head on over to our website. If you got any questions or comments about this show, when you're on the website, hit the Connect with Keith tab, and I promise you, I will get back with you. If you have any questions and you want to hunt out here at the Texas Hidden Springs Ranch, I'd like to talk to you. Give me a call, leave a message, and I'll call you back. I give you my word. My name's Keith Warren. You've been watching The High Road, and thanks for watching.